Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to Mexico for Mexican Grand Prix. It's one of my favorite circuits, I would say, one of my favorites, and I also won with a seventh best car in season one. So that's how the pace is in this track exactly. And moving on to qualifying one. So this is one of the fastest circuits, I would say, in the calendar also, and also this is one of the longest straight. As you can see, around 353, 356, 4 kilometers an hour, and heavy braking towards the right and left and right corners. Very tricky. If you miss the apex or if you miss the exit, you lose a lot of time. And then at the second DRS zone, another straight. It's not a big long straight; it's a short straight, and heavy braking towards the left and right-hander. It's a 90-degree turns. So very tricky, you can lose the back end, and then small straight towards the right and right combination turns. It's similar to U shape, but yeah, it's not a hairpin bend, but it's a bit longer than that. And then this is a typical Tilke's design circuit, so and then this part is very tricky. As you can see, this is one of the Tilke design circuits, so you'll expect a lot of S turns. And then another short DRS section is towards heavy braking towards right hand 90-degree turn. I lost the back end there, I think, so I went wide. And then this is one of the trickiest section, very slow section, and you can see it enters the stadium, and then away to that final corner, and then that's qualifying one for you, and that's track overview. And the time was good enough for top three. I made a lot of mistakes, but I should be able to get a pole position because this track is very good and very smooth flowing. And moving on to qualifying two. So actually I took a lot of engine components, everything new, so that I'll definitely get a lot of penalty, maybe 60 plus grid penalty. So whatever I'm doing here doesn't matter. So even I get a pole position, I will definitely start from the last position. I made a mistake and then went wide there, but so I'm just doing qualifying 1 and qualifying 2, qualifying 3 is because to know what is my pace against Danny Ricciardo. Definitely if I start from last, I should be able to crawl my way back till maybe top 3, top 4, because we have the fastest car, so I should be able to pretty much get to up to top 4 or top 3, which is would be easy. But only thing matters here is I should not crash, or I should not lose my front wing or something while overtaking all the other guys. If I don't do those mistakes, I should be able to pretty much be in the top 3 by the end of this race. But I only wanted to know what is the pace of Ricciardo compared to us. So if for example, if he is around half a second faster than me, then I think I cannot overtake him. But if he is like maybe 2 tenths or 3 tenths, as you can see, I got the pole P1 there in the qualifying too. So that definitely makes me a contender for race win, even though I start from P22. But let's see, I fast forward the time to end of Q3 session, so one lap I will have, so does others. And let's see what is my pace against Ricciardo. And if he doesn't have much pace, I think he had a pace in qualifying 2 also, because I was only able to match his pace maybe 2 tenths up on his time, is because he did it in medium tires. Oh my god, he's blocking Albon. Oh shit, I think this may not be a perfect lap, because that was my lap hindered by Albon, I think. It may be not intentional, but yeah, that section I don't know what else he could do. But anyway, I may have missed or I may have lost around half a second because of that maneuver from Albon. He could not go away from my my view. So yeah, let's see, maybe a P2 with this is definite. I think I just want to see the time gap between myself and Ricciardo in a same set of tires. If it is less than half a second, then I have a chance, but if it is more than half a second, then maybe I should settle for top 3. But I got a P2, but that's what I expected because of Albon. But let's see what was the time difference. Maybe I had a chance for pole. Yeah, as you can see, it's less than half a second. But if that Albon was not there in front of me, maybe it would have been 2 tenths or a tenth gap between myself and Ricardo. So I have definitely the pace. And so let's move on to the race now and listen to David Croft's commentary.
So who, I wonder, will the crowd cheer on today to the top step of the podium? At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about Kumar. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Daniel Ricciardo has a clear view ahead from pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Sainz, Daniel Kvyat and Albon, Leclerc, Stroll, Ocon and Roman Grosjean, Hamilton, Perez, George Russell and Gasly. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Vettel, Latifi, Kevin Magnussen and Antonio Giovinazzi, De Vries, Schumacher, Norris and Kumar. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, we've already won the championship, so relax and enjoy this race.
So as you can see, starting from P22, that's how it is. So I got 60 place grid penalty because of engine components. I think Norris also has the same thing. Anyway, well, let's eliminate and then off we go. We got a great start. I think maybe Norris also is pretty much there. So I just have to see find a gap where I can go towards the outside, because the inside will be completely blocked because of many cars. So I'm already P18, P17, P16, P15. Maybe Hamilton also I'll overtake. I should be very careful here. Let's not jump and or do some risky maneuvers and lose my front wing. But it was okay. Everything was done. So within the first few corners, I got around 11 places, guys. So I should be able to overtake. I think, yeah. So it was an easy overtake, the pink Mercedes. So it was pretty easy, I think, especially in the first lap. Even though it is 1 or 2, I made a mistake there. I went wide, but hopefully I don't lose any positions. I did not lose position, I think, so it was fine. And then it is P9. Oh my god, that was a very difficult escape for me. I would have lost a front wing there. So I think there was a fight between Stroll and Leclerc, but so there was no gap for Leclerc. I maybe took an evasive action and it came right in front of me, so I had to take an evasive maneuver and I lost a lot of position. Let's see. I think he was very slow in that corner, so I went in the outside and then overtook. So it was very entertaining first lap, I would say, because I already got around to P7 now. So that's around how many positions? Like around 15 positions in lap 1. So that's how it is. I mean, that's the pace of our car. As I told you in the qualifying itself, that we will be good enough till top 3, and after that maybe we don't have the pace to challenge Ricciardo, but let me see. But because I did not expect this many positions in lap 1, so Albon should be not a threat to me. So even though he has the straight line speed, I think I should have the better brakes and better braking point. So that's an easy overtake from Albon, and then P6 it is. So a few more cars in front of us, so 6 cars in front of us. So I think Ricciardo and both us are pulling away. So we have to overtake these guys, and we should be around 3 seconds. If we are 3 seconds behind both us, I think then we have a chance for victory. So Kvyat is slow, but I'm not able to overtake him. Maybe inside, no. I should not I mean do a dive bomb here, because this is not the position where I should fight here. So it should be an easy overtake, at least, especially in the straight, because they will not have the pace. So as you can see, I was very quick in the outside, even though Kvyat had the inside line, so he had the racing line. But even though I was faster than him, so he may have a toe from me, but I don't think he has the pace to overtake me. So that's clean overtake on Kvyat. So P5 it is now. Sainz, Verstappen, and then maybe Bottas. I don't know what happened to Hamilton. Maybe what happened to Hamilton? I'm not sure where he is. Maybe we overtook him. I think, yeah. I remember the first lap where we overtook him, Hamilton. Maybe he has some component change as well, and grid penalty. Anyway, so I think Sainz was no match to my pace. I think he was sitting duck there, so I was easily able to overtake him. And then comes the last man between myself and Mercedes. So it is Verstappen. So he has a good car, but he doesn't have the great car. So good enough for top 3 or top 4, but not anything more than that. So I got a purple sector 1, purple sector 2. So I have the pace. So I am the fastest car, I think, because Ricardo he starts in medium. So I tried to do the same maneuver as what I did for Leclerc, but Verstappen was quicker than me there in that. I think quicker than Leclerc. So this is where I should overtake. Before proceeding to this overtake, let's have a look at how first few laps were with respect to my race. So I'm switching over to the TV camera. So as you can see how tricky it was to go inside. It was completely blocked by mini cars. So outside was the best strategy from my side. So that oh my god, it was a spin from George Russell. I think he tried to touch me, and I think he's lost a back end. But anyway, as you can see, outside was the best place for me. So I overtook many cars, as many cars as 11 cars. That one maneuver going outside in the first braking point. And then as you can see, the cars in the inside are slower, because I think it's because of the other cars also blocking them. So that's why I think we should go in the outside to get maximum places, at least in the lap 1. And see, as you can see, yeah, that's what happened. I think Leclerc slowed pretty much, I think, because of Stroll, and that's why I had to take evasive action there. So that was a very eventful first lap. So I'm already behind Leclerc. As you can see, I would overtake him from the outside here. So it was a aerial camera. It was a very good view of how the overtake happened. So I think Leclerc gave me space there. So he knew, I think, he doesn't have the pace to challenge me, so he left me, I think. So that's how it is. And moving, so that completes the lap 1. So that's what it was, very eventful. And this is a nice camera angle. So as you can see, many cars speeding past straight line, especially the pitch straight. As you can see, I think I'm behind Albon, I guess. So yeah, so Albon was no threat to us. I think it was an easy overtake in the lap 2. So let's see how it goes here. So I pulled over to the outside because he blocked the inside, but towards that end of this 90-degree turn, I am already ahead. So I think yeah. So Albon is a bit slower than Verstappen, so he doesn't have the pace. That's the reason he's staying there. So even he is slower than Kvyat, I think. So in AlphaTauri. So anyway, let's move on to this. Kvyat, I think, as you can see how slow Kvyat was in those corners. I'm just right behind him, hunting him down, but I was not able to get him in this corner. So I tried to go outside or inside. I tried every possible way to overtake him, but anyway, I had to settle to overtake in this straight itself. So that was a nice blocking from Kvyat, but anyway, he couldn't do anything from the outside of that last corner. So that's how I gained on him. So that comes his lap 2 in replay mode. So this is a nice camera angle, so nose camera. So yeah, it's nice. They have a lot of nice cameras, but sometimes what happens is the camera angle it goes to some angle where you lose the overtakes at all, because you will be overtaking, and the car whom you are overtaking will be in the inside, but you will be in some other camera mode where you cannot even see the overtake. So that's how it is. So as you can see, the Norris was pretty easy. Not Norris, I think Sainz. Yeah, Norris was started just ahead of us, so I don't know where he is, but he is Sainz. So it was an easy overtake. and this is where I think we interrupted to watch the highlights, and then yeah, so this is where we'll go back. So this is how it is. DRS open. I'm not even using the overtake mode, so it was easy overtake because they don't have the straight line speed which we have. And Rance Stroll is out of the race. I don't know what happened. Let's see how the overtake happened here with respect to Verstappen. So I had to pull out. I think that was a silly move. I think I did not lose the back end because I came towards Verstappen with immense speed, and then I just went away from him. So that's how the maneuver was. Maybe it was too much there. But anyway, moving on to lap 4, I'm very close to both us. So as I told, if we are 3 seconds at least the gap between myself and Ricciardo, so then I am in the race. As you can see, he is in the medium, so he is not quicker than me, at least for sure, but he's definitely quicker than both us. Anyway, so we should be able to overtake both us at least in this lap, in this straight, and then hunt for our guy Ricciardo, teammate, and make him earn his victory, maybe. The only advantage the Ricciardo has is when he comes for the pit, you'll have a fresher tires and also soft rubber. Whereas if I come to pits, I will definitely have a fresher tire, but it will be in the mediums. So that's okay. Some yellow flag. I think that's first Stroll, and this is where I should overtake both us. So DRS on, overtake mode on. He's Mercedes, so he'll be a bit faster in the straight line. So I had to use overtake there to at least close the gap, and then it's an easy overtake in the straight, especially with the fastest car. And also the engine upgrades, it really helps a lot for the overtake. And I lost the back end. As you can see, it's already 1 second behind, 0.8 seconds behind. Let's see how the overtake happened. It's similar to Verstappen's, so I was very close to him, but I had to use overtake, a little bit overtake. And this time I was not making an aggressive move, so it was very easy move. It was. And let's move on to Ricciardo. I'm almost close to Ricciardo here, and I think it's 1 second, so I should be able to be in the DRS range by the end of this lap. And especially I'm also in softer tires, so it would be an easy overtake for me. But Ricciardo has the straight line speed similar to us. The only thing is he will not have a DRS, so I should be pretty much closer to him. Otherwise, it will not be an easy overtake, definitely. So I don't want to risk here. I don't want to do anything because he's my teammate. Even though we have won the championship, I should respect that. If he was anyone other than my teammate, then I would have dive bombed in this lap itself. But let's see, if I am very close to him, like maybe for example half a second or something, then I would use all my overtake mode to overtake him. But yeah, he's a bit half a second, more than half a second ahead of us. So I'm using DRS, I'm using overtake, as you can see, and then I did not want to spend this lap because I was not gaining. As you can see, even with DRS I'm gaining only a tenth or two, but if you compare with other cars, I was like very easily I was able to overtake those guys. So as you can see, they are very slow in this section of the track, but we are quicker because we will go these curves to get the maximum amount of time. And as you can see, he definitely has a straight line speed similar to us, so that's the reason I'm not able to catch Ricciardo and pass. So I'm just patiently waiting for maybe his tires worn out, so I'll have better exit in the last corner and then overtake in the straight line. So lap 6, I'm very close to him. Who would have expected this? Starting from P22, I'm challenging Ricciardo in lap 6. So that's around 21 cars have overtaken, and then I'm challenging Ricciardo. I think it shows 21 because Rance Stroll has retired, so that's the number of cars on track. So 21 cars on track, but we started as 22. And that's how it is. Let's see, we can overtake in this straight. DRS open, overtake mode on. See, look at him, look at Ricciardo, how he pulls away. Even though I'm not using overtake, I knew that it will be not a great overtake here because as you can see, I was almost at the end of this straight, so I should have time bombed. Only then I can overtake, so I don't want to risk it. So let's see, in the lap 8 I could overtake. Here at least I cannot overtake because he has a similar pace than I think he has more straight line speed than I have because of maybe a wing lesser wing than mine. I'm going with a more wing because we don't have to worry about the straight line speed because we have the best car and also best engine compared to others. So only person I should worry about is Ricardo. Let's see if I can overtake Ricardo here. So I'm very close here. He's slower than here, but I lost the back end there. As you can see, I had to do a lot of correction there. Because I think it is because of the dirty air. So I'm very close to Ricardo in this lap, especially, and in this section. As you can see how slow he is. So I almost hit him, but thank God I did not lose any front wing there. So even in this corners, look at him, he's very slow. So he must be struggling, and I'm also getting a lot of dirty air. Because of that, I'm losing the back end, a lot of oversteer because of which. And let's see if I can overtake him. Let's see if I can overtake Ricardo in this section. In this straight, I'm using a lot of ERS as well as DRS. He tried to block me in the inside, but I think he figured there's nothing he can do. I went deep here. I think Ricardo is coming back. Let's hope I get a clean exit here. I lost the back end there. I got a snap of oversteer. I think he's there. I mean, he's looking at an outside opportunity. Maybe I have the DRS. I had to brake early, so he's there. Look at him. I think he's there in the outside, but he doesn't have the grip, I think, to maintain that position. So let's see how it happened here. So yeah, in this straight, I was very close to him. So he tried to go inside, but I also went inside because that was best overtaking strategy compared to the outside line. So, but I lost the back end here and slight oversteer, as you can see, and that gave an opportunity for Ricardo to come back on me. But the DRS, I had the DRS, even though he has a better straight run speed than me because of wing differences. He was able to keep up even my with my DRS, so that's why it is. But I should be quicker in this section, especially in the corners, because I have the softer rubber and I also have the better downforce than him, so I should be able to pull away. And I will fast forward it so that we will go for the pit stop and then come out and see where Ricardo is there. So usually Ricardo, I think he will stop later than me, I would say, because he is starting from medium. But let's see. Look at him, how much time he's losing to me. So that's my pace of my car, especially in the soft tires. And moving on to lap 10, where my pit stop starts. So this is my stop. Oh my god, I did not expect this. Even Ricardo is stopping in the same lap as mine, and this will be a double stop. So this is not a good strategy for our team. So he has to wait till my stop is completed, and my stop is slower than usual. So 3.1 seconds. I don't know what happened here. Why Ricardo wanted us to stop in the same lap as mine? I really don't understand. Maybe I stopped earlier, or maybe this lap was Ricardo's lap. Maybe my lap was lap 10, I think, lap 11 maybe, but I don't know. Maybe it is not a better strategy. Why he wants to stop at lap 9 when he was in mediums? Maybe his tire wear was more than mine. I think my tire wear was not that much. I think even as you saw before, it was around 30-40%, even though it was a soft tires. Let's see. I think we will just see how Bottas. I think Bottas got a jump because of double stop from our side. So, but it should be an easy overtake from Danny Ricciardo. As you can see, he doesn't have Bottas doesn't have the pace. He's in hards, I think. So, and Ricardo is in softs. I slowed down a bit to help my teammate, but I think it doesn't deserve any help now because he overtook Bottas easily. Magnussen is not a threat at all because he didn't stop. So that's what he lost. The Ricardo lost to me in the pit stops. He anyway lost to me before that, but I expected a comeback from Ricardo after the stop. But now I think it is not his race, because 7 seconds, especially in this track where I'm quicker than him, is difficult to gain. Maybe he'll gain around 3-4 seconds by the end of this race, I think, but not more than that. So that's end of his race for P1, I think. He started from pole position. That's how it is. Every time we'll start from pole positions, but somehow I will be in the race. And anyway, I'm fast forwarding it so that we will see whether Ricardo can catch up to us by the end of lap 18. but he's slowly gaining. As you can see, it was 7 seconds. Now he's around 5 seconds. And both us, look at both us. I mean, I overtook him in lap 5, I think, but within this span of lap 13, he's 14 seconds behind me. So that's the difference between our pace and Mercedes, the second best car. But anyway, let's move on to lap 17 and see what happens, whether Ricardo can catch to us. I think he's slowly gaining. Lap 15, I think, is 4 seconds. He's gaining around half a second to 8/10 of a second towards me, I think. But we have only 3 laps to go. He shouldn't make any mistakes. Otherwise, in the last lap, he might overtake. Remember, he has a better straight line speed than me. So if he is closer in the straight, they will definitely overtake me. So because with the DRS, with the overtake mode on, and also with the lesser wing, you'll have less drag in the straight, because we are having a more downforce. The more downforce you have, the more draggy your car will be, especially in the straight. So that's how it is. So you have to set up your car perfectly for both straight line speed as well as the downforce. But you usually go for more downforce because you can get a lot of time in the corners compared to the straights. Especially in the straights, you will have a difference of 4 to 5 kilometers an hour top speed. But in the corners, if you take those 3-4 kilometers in every corner faster, then especially your time will be at the end of the lap will be more than others. So that's how it is. That's Formula 1 for you. And lap 18, so he's still 4 seconds behind me, so there is no way he can catch me and overtake me and pass me to the distance. So yeah, it was an eventful race, especially the initial few laps. So maybe we should do this kind of races. I think we can start from the last position and then try to be P1 by the end of the race. Maybe Mexico is one track where we can do this. In which else track we can do this? Maybe we can do this in Bahrain. Definitely, Bahrain is one of my favorite circuits. Maybe Italy. Italy is also a very good circuit, one of my favorites. Singapore, definitely we can do, even though you cannot overtake many cars there. Definitely you can go for long stint and then stop and then come back. But yeah, Singapore, I think maybe not a 25% race, but definitely in the 50% race we can definitely overtake. I mean, come P1 from 25 P22. As you can see in the stadium section, the colors of Mexico, I think that's a very good view there. And then that's the end of Mexican Grand Prix. P22 to P1 victory for us.
Great job, you've done
I would say
everything
13 in a row.
today.
Yeah, so that's equal to Schumacher's and Vettel's season record, but in a row. But I also won in the previous races, so it was more than that. I think maybe 14 victories, 14 or 15 victories. No, not 14. I think 14 victories. Yeah, maybe 14 victories. I think Ricardo has only one victory in his name. 1 or 2 victories, I think. Then it should be 12 victories. Sorry, it should be 12 victories in a row. And then 2 more in some other races. So that's great, guys. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos, and I'll be starting from next week F1 2021, the Breaking Point storyline. I think I've already seen few of them have early access, earlier than what actually the game promises. I don't know, maybe they are streamers, that's the reason they get it. But anyway, we will carry on and start our journey of F1 2021 from next week onwards. Please stay tuned for more videos. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I have to give it to Kumar. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern day Formula 1.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula 1 action. I can't wait to see what's next.